Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. That means may the peace and blessings of God be upon you. I'm your sister Aisha, Abdul Rahman. Welcome back to my channel, Manifest Your Brilliance, a creative's guide to fully showing up and sharing your gifts and talents with the world. Ramadan Mubarak. It's about the second week of Ramadan. In today's video, I am going to be talking about the things that kind of shocked me when I visited Ghana. So kind of like culture shock, but not so much culture shock. And more so the things that I would have to get used to if I was going to live in Ghana. All right, guys, as always, I've got my list ready. So some of the things that shocked me about being in Ghana, things that I really would have to consider or figure out a way to navigate, get around, or just accept if I'm gonna live in Ghana. So as I said before in my previous video, we are figuring out some issues with the land in Ghana, and the intention is that eventually once my husband retires, we will be there permanently and be here visiting. So some of the things you have to get used to in Ghana, number one is the weather. So in Ghana, and this is actually, so these are not in any way me comparing Ghana to where I'm at or saying that these things are negative. They're just saying these are things I personally have to get used to. So the weather in Ghana. The weather in Ghana is very, very humid. I actually have learned it's getting pretty hot here. It's the spring, but it's already about 90 degrees. It's very, very hard for me to sleep because the heat literally burns. So I currently have a heat rash on my neck, and my skin is burning from the sun here. In Ghana, it's very humid. So the weather was a big shock to me because I've watched YouTubers before I went on my trip to Ghana, and people were saying, oh, it's hot, it's hot, it's hot. And so I got there and I was like, this is not hot. So it was a shock to me because I was thinking that it was going to be worse. So I was expecting the worst. I was thinking, that it was going to be really, really bad and hot, humid weather. And so I also went in the dry season. So I haven't been to Ghana in the wet season. And maybe that's why the humidity was different. But so the weather in Ghana is something I would have to get used to. It's not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing. I prefer the humidity. However, it is definitely something I'd have to get used to because you need to dress differently. So wearing different types of fabric, wearing different colors. So when I was in Ghana, I wore jeans. If I lived in Ghana, I probably would not wear jeans very, very rarely, especially not during the dry season because of the humidity. So the next thing that I would have to say shocked me, I would say this is probably one of the biggest things, is money. Here in the US, we don't use cash. I mean, you can use cash. Most times people don't have cash on them. So that's one of the issues is if you have people on the street that are homeless or something and they ask you for money, I usually don't have cash on me, very rarely, which is bad or sad. I try to keep cash on me so that I can give to people, but most people here in the US, we use our debit card. Now, one of the things that shocked me in Ghana is you guys pay for a lot of things with mobile money or MTN, which is really great. We are just now starting to do that here in the US. So that was a big shock. Is in some ways, Ghana is ahead technologically compared to the US. So here I can pay for things with Apple Pay in some places, but not everywhere accepts Apple Pay, which I like because I can just scan my phone or scan my watch to pay for things. But most places here don't have that, where you just use your card. So you can swipe with your ATM card, and that's what I'm used to. So in Ghana, paying for cash and running to the ATM every time I needed to buy something was really, really frustrating. That is definitely something that I would either have to get used to or figure out a way around it. And my way that I have learned is even being here in the US, doing business with people in Ghana, I've gotten artwork, I've bought decorations and things from my home. I've been using Sendwave, I've been using MTN and paying people that way. So that would be, and I think that that is probably a big way, is through mobile money that people pay for things in Ghana. Is a lot of companies or a lot of businesses or people accept mobile money. So that is definitely was a shock. and something that I would have to get used to. So the next thing is the people. The people. So the people in Ghana are absolutely amazing. They're very, very friendly. I know that there's friendly people everywhere. There's people that are not friendly in Ghana. You know, they call us Mzungu or Abroni. I personally haven't heard it or haven't heard people call me that. You know, I haven't seen it, but I've heard that people use those terms and refer to us as foreigners because we are not born in Ghana. I think it's very derogatory. I think it's rude, especially for Africans of people of African descent, Africans in the diaspora, because we simply are wanting to return to Ghana and reclaim what's our birthright, our culture and our history and our language. We just want to learn what was taken from us. And so to try and return to Ghana and to be treated badly by our own people, by our brothers and sisters, it makes us not want to be there. So I personally haven't had to deal with that. I think that all the Ghanaians that I have met have been really, really nice. In fact, there have been some Ghanaians that I've met on social media since I've been back. And so one of the things that I noticed, and I've seen other YouTubers talk about this, is here in America, Americans tend to be a little reserved or a little standoffish. When you meet somebody, you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then that's it. So I think one YouTuber was saying you can ask somebody, how are you? And a lot of times Americans will say, how are you? When they actually mean hello. They don't really actually want to know how you're doing. So that's something for me that I've had to learn just by having conversations with Ghanaians or watching their YouTube videos, is to be clear in what I'm saying and say exactly what I mean. If I mean hello versus how are you? How are you doing? You know, how are your children? To make sure that I'm clear when I'm communicating. There are people that I have met on social media that treat me like family. Like they call me auntie, they call me mommy, and that's not something that we have here in the US. It takes a long time to make friends and to get comfortable and to feel that you can open yourself up to people. And I think that's just an American culture thing. Where in Ghana, you can know somebody for a week and they are like your best friend and they're like, I love you. And for me, that was a little like, oh, wow, that took me a little taken aback. It took me some getting used to. But I think that is one of the really good things about Ghanaian culture and Ghanaians is you kind of just have this connection with people and you're not afraid to express that. And that's actually a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. In Islam, is if you love someone, you should tell them that you love them. So, and it doesn't mean that you have to wait a month or a week to tell them that. So I think that getting used to Ghanaians and their friendliness and not feeling like someone always has an alternative motive, like here in the US, is something that I would have to get used to. It's definitely a big culture change. Everybody's not always trying to get something out of you, and it's better to have a mindset that they're not and then deal with it if they are, than to just assume, oh, they just want something from me, because then your attitude towards them is not fair. You're not giving people a fair chance right from the start. So the other thing that I found to be a big culture shock while visiting in Ghana that I'd have to get used to is the menu. So you can order something, you can go to a restaurant, you can order online, and you're looking at everything. You're like, okay, I want this or I want that. And they're like, okay, great. They take your order and then they come back in 5 minutes and they tell you it's not available. So in a way, this is frustrating because why is it on the menu if it's not available? So here in the US, for the most part, things are available. Now, during COVID-19, we have been experiencing a little bit of that. Is you can go out to eat to a restaurant and they say, oh, you know, we can't make that because we've run out of tomatoes or we've run out of this or that. So because of importing and shipping, things are not always available here in the US anymore like they used to be. So that has been, now that I'm home from Ghana, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a Ghana thing. I learned that in Ghana. So here in the US, when it happens, I'm like, oh, wow, this is like in Ghana. But in Ghana, that happened very, very frequently. And it's something that I would have to get used to. But at the same time, I like it because then you know that whatever you're ordering is fresh, that they don't have it because it's not available today. You know, the fish wasn't available today, or the tomatoes or the orange juices, to make orange juice isn't available that day. So in a way, it's actually a good thing, but it's definitely something I'd have to get used to, is seeing items on a menu and then later being told that they're actually not available. The next thing is drivers in Ghana. I don't think I can ever get used to the driving in Ghana. It gives me really bad anxiety. So the whole time in Ghana, we did not drive. We hired drivers, and all but one of my drivers were crazy drivers. I literally prayed every time I got into a car or I got on the trotro. I was like, oh my gosh, is today gonna be the day that I die? Because Ghanaian drivers are crazy. So that makes me wonder, if I lived in Ghana, would I get a car and drive myself? Or would I have a driver, or would I take public transportation? Because it is so hectic and crazy. I don't know if I could drive in Ghana. I don't know if I would be confident to drive myself. So which would be worse, me trying to figure out how to drive in Ghana, or just leaving my safety in the hands of a driver that drives crazy but knows how to navigate the roads in Ghana? I don't know. So driving in Ghana, oh, yeah. The next thing I want to talk about that was a culture shock was people doing things for me. So I don't know if it's just because I was on vacation or because I'm a tourist. I don't know. You guys can comment below if this is a normal thing in Ghana. But I was in Ghana for about 3 or 4 weeks, and I could not find a laundry mat. So here in the US, we have a laundry mat, or you have a dry cleaning service where you can go and put your clothes in a machine, put your money in, and it washes and dries your clothes. So I thought, okay, I'm in Ghana. I can either have, and I know people have wash machines and dryers in their house, but if you don't have a wash machine and dryer in your house, I didn't see anywhere in Ghana to do my laundry. And I guess this would be a really good business idea, a business I could start, or somebody could start in Ghana, is a place where I can go, put my clothes in the wash machine, put my clothes in the dryer, and do my laundry myself. This wasn't available in Ghana. So the whole time I was in Ghana, I had someone doing my laundry for me. It was nice to not do those chores myself, but it's not something that I'm used to. So here at home, I do my laundry myself. I cook for myself, clean my house myself. I wash my car for myself. Everything I pretty much do for myself. So to have that help was nice, but it wasn't something that I was used to. The other thing is, Ghanaians wash all of their clothes inside out and dry them inside out, and then they would fold them and give them back to me inside out. What's up with that, guys? I don't know. I know that some clothes tell you to wash them inside out, like your dark colors and your jeans, to preserve the color, but they would do that with all of my clothes. So everything I would have to flip the right way before I put it away. So I don't know what that's all about. Is why do you guys do your clothes inside out? I don't know. So the next thing is Ghana time. Ghana, they take it easy. Everything is laid back, which is really nice. But when you want to get something done, like the situation with the land, everything takes too long. It's just too long. Like I know I need to work on my patience, and I'm working on it, but there's working on your patience, and then there's working on your patience. Like, things in Ghana are way too slow, and that was a big shock for me. That's definitely something that I would have to get used to living in Ghana, especially because I'm a person where I like to get things done. I have schedules for everything, and I try to get a lot done in one day. In Ghana, I don't think there's a such thing as a schedule. Like, you can have an idea of what you want to get done. Most likely you're not going to get those things done on time or in the time that you want them. So I would have to learn how to have a Ghanaian schedule, I guess. I don't know. So the next thing that was a shock for me was access to local fruits and vegetables, just food in general, because they have the people on the sides of the street that are the vendors and the booths. It's so easy to get fresh fruit like watermelon or coconuts, everything, mango, it's right there. Everything is so easy. So here in the US, we don't have that. You have to go to the grocery store, or they have farmers markets, but they're only available on usually the weekends or maybe once during the week. So maybe a Wednesday and a Sunday, and that's it. But you won't find, like, I can't just walk out of my house and find a local place or a local farmer that's selling fresh fruits and vegetables. I have to go to the grocery store, which means I have to drive there, which is a pretty good distance away to get local fruits and vegetables. So that was definitely a shock. It was a good shock. Something that I would have to get used to, which I definitely like, but that would just mean I would need to learn tree. People in Ghana speak English, but sometimes I speak too fast, and so I would have to slow my English down. But I would prefer to learn tree. I just feel like it would be better to learn the language of the local people, and it would just make it where you can really build relationships better that way and get to know the people that you are doing business with. So the last thing on my list that shook me, the serious culture shock in Ghana, was COVID. So when I was in Ghana, it was during COVID. It was in the middle of COVID. Things had not returned to normal yet. Everywhere you go, there are these bowls of water or buckets outside or hand sanitizer to wash your hands. So there's hand sanitizer or there's soap and water to wash your hands. We do not have that here in the US. Some grocery stores have hand sanitizer. Half the time it's empty, they don't work. They expect you to have your own. So this was really nice to have. The other thing is we would go shopping, we would go to game or certain places, they would check my temperature either on my forehead or on my wrist before I entered. So to me, it was a big shock to see that Ghana took so many precautions and were really seriously taking COVID seriously. I think that even while I was there, I was reading the news, people were getting arrested for not wearing their masks. When it comes to COVID, Ghana don't play. They do not play. And so for me, that was a big shock. It's good. It's a good shock. But here in the US, people wear masks or people don't wear masks. It's not enforced. They have signs that say you have to have a mask to enter. People go inside without a mask anyways. It's really bad. You have to have your own hand sanitizer because half the time the hand sanitizers don't work. There's definitely nowhere for you to wash your hands with soap and water. It's not a thing here. So that's it, guys. That's pretty much the end of this video. I just wanted to share. I thought it would be kind of fun because I see other people create videos, like they go from Nigeria to Ghana and they talk about, the electricity and the lights and the power being on all the time. So I was trying to think of some things that were very different from me that I would have to get used to, that were kind of a bit of a shock while I visited Ghana. So for me, most of them were positive things. There are cultural differences or just a different way of doing things. But for me, most of them were really, really good things that I would have to get used to and learn to do if and when we decide to live in Ghana. Life is good. Have a blessed day.